Welcome to the Power on Heels Fund Incorporated as we present this virtual masterclass as part of our series of the COVID-19 Financial Summit, Reestablishing Financial Security, AIM, the Crisis. I am Yvette Mayo, the founder and CEO of Power on Heels Fund Incorporated and the CEO of Yo Soy I Am LLC. Power on Heels Fund Incorporated is focused on minimizing the impact of gender pay gap inequity and the advancement of Latinas in the marketplace by providing specialized training programs, mentorship, and scholarships that are designed to enhance the earning potential, accelerate professional growth, and cultivate future leaders. Stay connected to Power on Heels on all our social media platforms, and please visit our website at poweronheelsfund.org. Stay informed and stay plugged in. There you can have all the information on our current events and all our efforts. The COVID-19 Financial Virtual Masterclasses are filled with industry experts and change agents sharing information to help you create smart financial strategies during these difficult times. Following reliable information and sound fact-based advice will go a long way in helping you achieve your financial goals. Remember, your financial mastery is about how you live and lead. Welcome to this virtual masterclass. Soledad Tanner, who has an MBA in business and is the founder and CEO of STC Consulting. Welcome, Soledad.
Thank you, Yvette, and thank you so much for having me in this amazing virtual masterclass for banking and finance. I hope this presentation is really useful to our community that is just today opening to the market in Houston. So the main question is, what is your business doing to survive and thrive during an economic recession? We all are thinking about this at this time. So I would like to start talking a little bit about what is a recession. So the GDP of a country is the gross domestic product of a country. What is that? It's the summary of all the goods and services produced in a nation. So if in one quarter, the total is, let's say, 100, then the next quarter, that could grow or be smaller. So if it grows, the economy expands. But if the next quarter, instead of 100, they sell 99, then it's a little, the economy is a little smaller. If this next quarter, it goes to, let's say, 80, then the economy it's smaller and smaller and smaller. So a recession is a period when 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth of the GDP. That's what economists consider a recession. The first quarter of 2020, our economy shrunk by 4.8%. That's comparing quarter over quarter. But let's keep in mind that January and February are pre-coronavirus from economic point of view. But therefore, that impact is measuring the impact in 1 month of that quarter. The second quarter of 2020, economists estimate that the economy is going to shrink by 30%. That is massive. Why is that important for us, people that have small businesses? It's because when we have a recession, there is uncertainty. And when there is uncertainty, then the demand of products and services goes down. Our revenues fall and our income decrease. So this causes an effect in all of our businesses. Okay, so now the next thought is, how do we start the recovery process? In the scale of things that are important, health is number 1 and wealth is number 2. And the first prerequisite for an economy to recover will be, in this case, to find a solution to the public health situation, not only in the US, but globally. Because this is not contained within the borders of the US, it's everywhere. It affects transportation of goods and services, affects our international traveling, we have families all over the world. So it's a global solution for a global situation. The coronavirus outbreak will need to be firmly controlled. So for the full economy, not only for the US, but the rest of the countries to resume. And when that happens, the consumers, all of us, will have confidence in the system because we will start buying and going to restaurants and consuming and going to the movies and buying clothing and cars and houses. So when the confidence level goes up, then the trade goes up. So now let's gonna talk about what can you do to recession-proof your business. The number one tip I can give you, and the most important, is to have an effective financial management control of your company or business. The number one issue that causes businesses to close is the lack of cash flow. So you have to protect your cash flow. Don't run out of money, please. A recession normally brings lower sales, less cash, and slow collection. So keep a very close eye on the level of cash flow that you have. Number two, if you have high levels of debt, that makes your company vulnerable in this period. So go to your numbers, write down how much you owe to credit cards, to loans, to anybody that you owe, the balance, the interest rate, and see when the payments are going to be, so you can strategically manage the payments and also see how you are going to cover the cash needed to cover those payments. Number three, develop multiple revenue streams. What does it mean? If you have one product, one service delivered in one way, and that product doesn't do very good, what are you going to sell? So this is time for creativity. See if you can create a second product that is more in line to the needs of your clients at this time, so you can have different revenue streams. For example, if in the past you only were able to provide services in person, now you can do it over the computer or virtually. If the past you were a restaurant, you only serve people coming to your place, now you can send your products to people's homes and offices. So you have multiple revenue streams. Number four, understand, analyze, and strategize with your financial statements. What does it mean? There are three financial statements that every business owner should have, should read, should understand, and in order to effectively manage your company. Number one is your profit and loss statement. As the name implies, you can see if you have achieved profit or if you have lost money in a particular period. This report shows you on the top the revenue or the number of the amount of sales for a particular period. Then the expenses that are divided between direct and indirect. So the ones that the expenses that you incurred in producing your product or services, and also the other expenses that you use, for example, in your office, the rent, the electricity, the water, the insurance, the payroll, etc. So if you sell 100 and you spend 100, your profit, you're going to break even. If you sell 100 and you spend 80, then that particular month you're going to have a profit of $20 a unit, which means a 20% margin, right? The second financial report is the balance sheet. The balance sheet tells you how much you own, how much you owe, and what is left after that. So how much you own is the total that let's say your bank accounts, your CDs, and also your accounts receivables, right? Because that's money that your customers are going to pay to you and it should go into your bank. So that should give you a total of what you own in cash or organizing based on liquidity, right? What you owed is, for example, your credit card debt, you owe that to the bank, or your loans, or your car payments, or your mortgage of your office. So all of those are obligations that you owe and you must pay someone else. And whatever is left, so if you owe 100 and you owe 60, then what you have at the end of the day is 40, and that belongs to you, and that's the wealth of your company. The third financial statement is the cash flow, and it shows you how you're managing the cash in your company and in which sections the cash is going. So it tells you how much cash is going to operation and how much cash is going into financing the operations of your business. So keep an eye on that. Fifth point here is important that you keep watching the bottom lines. Now that you have your financial statements, check them every month or every week, depending on the size of your company, sometimes every day if available, and see what amount of money is it's at the end. That is the amount of money, the wealth you're creating. Because if you're selling 100 and you are spending 100, you are not producing any income for the company. So keep an eye in the bottom line of your company. We continue with other tips. Number 6, I know for sure that you did a budget for 2020. That budget for 2020 was based on some assumptions and some principles that may no longer be relevant. Maybe you are in the health industry and you are a glove producer company. Your assumptions that you're going to sell X level are no longer relevant because you are producing now X times 20 because of the demand of gloves for the medical industry. But maybe you are in the luxury industry and you're selling luxury boats. Maybe that's not something that is selling as much now. So readjust your budget and your forecast based on the new assumption as you know them right now, based on what you think the rest of the year is going to be, so you can manage your company and your decisions based on these forecasts. If you're not familiar how to do this, always reach for experts. There are many experts in the market that can help you perform these tasks and make it simple for you. Number 7, in addition of the financial reports, there are also management reports that allows you to helps you manage your company. For example, the accounts receivable report allows you to see how much money is owed to you, so you don't forget to call the people that owe you and say, hey, you owe me X amount of money. I need the payment. It's already due. And if the person cannot pay you at that time, maybe you set up a payment plan, but it's important to keep this moving and don't just leave it there without contacting your vendors and your customers. Accounts payable report is a report that allows you to see who do you owe money because you have purchased supplies, you have purchased inventory. These people are also waiting for their payments, so please take a look at what you owe. If you can pay them on time, please do so. That helps the economy. If you don't have the money right now, please contact them and tell them the truth. I don't have the money right now, but I can set up a payment plan with you and I will pay you everything that is owed to you. Sales by customer report is key because you have to keep an eye on all your clients, the top, the middle. Call them every week, every 2 weeks to see how they're doing, what do they need, if you can help them in any way, if there's any product or service that you can provide, or even if you can connect them with somebody else, if they need somebody and you know somebody, they will be forever grateful that you were there present or during difficult times. And purchase by supplier is very important too, because if you buy, let's say you're a restaurant and you buy your meat from one supplier or your vegetables, your products, sometimes you need to manage with not only one vendor, but to have 2 or 3 vendors of the same commodity. And also, uh, sometimes what I see is that you started at one point buying from these people, and now you're buying a lot of money from them. Well, maybe it's time to ask them for a discount for volume, or to ask them for additional payment terms or more days to pay them, right? Number 8, keep an eye on inventory. It doesn't help you if you have a room full of raw material if you are not producing at this time that product or service because the market doesn't need it. So keep an eye of inventory. If you have too much, maybe you need to get rid of some of it, and that's a way to get some cash into the company. If you have inventory that you don't need, you need to sell it, or maybe you can trade it for something else. And if you have too little and your clients are asking for the product, you're going to have a missed opportunity to produce some revenue. So keep an eye on your inventory. Number 9, keep an eye on your marketing budget. This is the time that your company needs to be in front of clients. They need to know you are there. They need to know you are selling. So take a look at your marketing strategy. See if the same, what you had set up before is still relevant. If not, please adjust it. And when you adjust it, also adjust the budget so you invest that money where your money will produce the highest return on the investment for you and will bring you more customers, right? And number 10, please review your prices and your packages. Right now, we are in an economy where cash is not as available as before. So maybe you have a smaller packages at smaller prices, and then more customers and your customers can buy more units of what you're selling, or simply you adjust. Just make sure that you are in tune that the market needs, wants, and can afford your product or services. Never stop delivering value to your customers. And this time, don't over-engineer any product or services. Simplicity is the key. People are coming out of this a crisis. People are opening their businesses right now. Offer value so your clients can offer value to their clients. Make it simple, make it straight, add value. Also, build strong customer relationships. If when you have a problem, you feel that you are by yourself, but if your clients, your vendors, your network around you, they know that you're present, and not necessarily to buy you your product, but just to be there. Maybe you can connect them with somebody else. Maybe you know the solution to their problems. Be there. That will build loyalty, and your clients, your friends, your colleagues will always remember you were there when they were alone or when they're going through difficulties. Take a review your processes, and if you think at this time that your processes are too sophisticated and right now is not the time for that, that is taking too much manpower to provide this phenomenal product that at this time is not, people are not buying. Review it, make it simple. You also can reduce the amount of manpower needed to provide a product or service, and you can save some money and reduce unnecessary costs, maybe some applications or some subscriptions that you don't need anymore that you for now can live without them. So take a look at that. And my final point here is take a look at your workforce. It's normally 60 to 80% of most of the company's budget. You can try to make it flexible. You can use freelancers, consultants, contractors, temporary workers, part-time workers. Maybe you can put some people to work during the week, others during the weekend, some during the day, some during the nights, depending on the type of product or company you have. It's important that you are flexible enough that you can scale up or down as needed as the orders or the clients come your way. So I want to leave you with something that Albert Einstein said. In the middle of every difficulty lies the opportunity. I know this has been a difficult time for a lot of us, but keep an eye on opportunities that are available right now. New markets are opening, new opportunities to provide services are being created. So the challenges can become an opportunity. So keep an eye on that. And always remember that financial knowledge gives you freedom. So please know your numbers. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm here available for any questions. This is Soledad Tanner with SDC Consulting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soledad. The information that you gave was so valuable, and I am certain that people are going to find it helpful. The tools and the resources and a great perspective. So thank you so much for your time today. Stay connected with the Power on Heels Fund Inc. on all our social media platforms and visit our website at poweronheelsfund.org. Stay informed and plugged in on all our efforts and all our events. The COVID-19 Financial Summit Masterclasses are filled with industry experts and change agents sharing information to help you create smart financial strategies during these difficult times. Gracias and thank you for joining us. And remember, you are Power on Heels.